I have two questions I would like you to think about. What are animal rights? Are animal rights important to me? You'd be surprised to find that many people do not have a clear understanding of what animal rights are and the many facets of it. I personally felt that I had a clear understanding of what animal rights were until I embarked on my research and found that I was not informed on the many laws, issues, and philosophical arguments surrounding animal rights. According to my online audience analysis survey, 64% of you in some degree feel that animals do deserve the exact same rights as humans, while 27% of you in some degree feel that animals do not deserve the exact same rights as humans, and 9% of you remain neutral on the subject. Perhaps your opinions on the above asked questions will change after listening to the information I present to you today on animal rights. Although animal rights cannot be explained in a brief explanation or statement, there are outlets available to you today to become better informed. Once you become better informed on this subject, you can decide where you stand on this issue socially, politically, and personally. Today, I will explain the definition of animal rights and a brief history behind it. Then I will discuss with you some different philosophical arguments and implications surrounding animal rights. And lastly, I will go over some common myths and misconceptions about animal rights. First, let's define animal rights. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, online, assessed June 6, 2013, animal rights are defined as the rights of animals to live free from human exploitation and abuse. The third edition of the Gale Encyclopedia of American Law, online, assessed June 12, 2013, explains that there has been an expansion on animal rights that has not been fully accepted. It states that the concept of animal rights as fellow creatures with independent rights to an unfettered existence. The animal rights concept is expanded due to scientific research that shows that animals are sentimental beings with emotions and feelings, and this in turn has created a greater protection towards animals. According to Paul Waydew, in his book Animal Rights, What Everyone Needs to Know, animal rights is a term used but not clearly defined since it is a subjective term. Paul states that animal rights is a contradiction, since humans are primates, primates are mammals, mammals are animals. This shows the many widespread and distinctive competing meanings of animal rights. Now, let's discuss a brief history of animal rights. In the journal article, The Animal Rights Debate, by Kim Evans, published in the 2011 issue of The Animal Rights, the author states that animal rights did not become a major social issue until the 1970s. According to Paul Waydew, in his book Animal Rights, What Everyone Needs to Know, animal rights is a concept that dates back to prehistory. The Societies for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals and the American Humane Association were the two most prominent outlets for animal rights advocacy from the end of the Civil War to the end of World War II. And Charles Darwin is believed to be the catalyst for the animal rights movement. Now, let's discuss some different philosophical arguments and implications surrounding animal rights. The journal article, The Animal Rights Debate, by Kim Evans, published in the 2011 issue of The Animal Rights, the author asserts that philosophical arguments involve different ideas and theories on the ethic and morality of animal rights. According to Lori Grumman, in her book Ethics in Animals, an introduction, discusses three philosophical arguments towards animal rights. Utilitarianism is one of the most prominent ethical theories, and its founding father, Jeremy Bentham, views the theory as being fundamentally concerned about increasing pleasure and minimizing pain for animals. The rights view, practiced by philosopher Tom Regan, is the belief that animals have their own moral rights and values and are not here to serve us. The feminist ethics view is an alternative theory, published by Josephine Donovan and Carol Adams, that theorizes that animals are in a relationship with humans and that within these complex relationships, other animals command ethical attention. In the journal article, The Dangerous Claims of the Animal Rights Movement, by Richard Epstein, published in the spring 2000 issue of The Responsive Community, the author discusses the endangered species and the medical science, two implications the animal rights movement has created. The medical science is a very controversial issue, and the endangered species is an implication set forth from animal rights. And many people are not aware that for many years and until recently, there was no written law. And the law that is written now is not very specific and is not very adequate. Now, let's discuss some different misconceptions and myths surrounding animal rights. In the article from the bornfree.org website entitled Myths and Misconceptions, posted June 15, 2013, states that there are many misconceptions about the level of protection specifically written laws are on the state and federal level. The Animal Welfare Act grants some regulatory protection for animals, but is not significantly specific, and it is not adequately enforced. The federal government does not regulate the keeping of exotic animals by private individuals. According to my online audience analysis survey, 73% of you were not sure if the Animal Endangered Species Act protected all endangered species. When it comes to the Animal Welfare Act, 73% of you were not sure what it covered and if it protected all animals. And over 81% of you were not sure or aware that the Humane Slaughter Act does not protect against chickens and/or birds. In conclusion, animal rights is a very vast concept that cannot be clearly defined by an explanation and must be researched to become informed. Today, I explained the definition of animal rights and gave you a brief history on it. Then, I discussed with you some different philosophical arguments and implications surrounding animal rights. And lastly, I discussed with you some common myths and misconceptions surrounding animal rights. Animal rights is a very widespread and growing concept today. So, in order to become better informed, you must do some research in order to become informed and be able to know where you stand on this subject. Thank you.